goal of life, primary goal is established that we want lasting happiness called bliss. We want it all the time, inexhaustible, and it is part of us. Looking outside is just like you are running away from yourself. One old lady was searching her diamond ring on the street light and people tried to help her. But somebody who was intelligent asked exactly where did you drop, makes it easier to find. And she said, I dropped it inside the house. Why are you looking outside? Because my house, my room where I dropped the ring doesn't have the electricity. So you don't look for bliss outside because it looks bright and pleasurable. Senses provide pleasurable experience, but it's not long lasting. So bliss comes when we withdraw from the senses, go inward and become quiet. But we cannot be quiet all the time. We want to find happiness also. Bliss is the climax of happiness. How can we find happiness? People say they will find happiness, they are healthy, they can eat good, they can travel, they can have pleasures of the senses. That is physical happiness. But you cannot have all this unless you have money. So people say, I want car, I want house, I want to travel, I want to do so many things, but basically you need money. So generally we consider we are healthy and we have money, we will be happy. But being healthy only physically doesn't guarantee you can be happy, because if you are mentally unhealthy, emotionally disturbed, your physical happiness doesn't help. Suppose you have good health, physical, mental, emotional health, and you have money. You want to take vacation, but you cannot take off time. Without time, you cannot enjoy vacation. So we have to add on one thing which is generally ignored by people is the time. So we need total health, money, and also we need time. People look for earning more money at the cost of losing time and energy. So we have to consider that factor. But suppose you have healthy body, money, and time on hand, it doesn't guarantee you happiness, because you can go in a wrong direction, you can get into drinking, become addicted to drugs. There are all kinds of possibilities. So that factor that is missing is called wisdom. Here in this book, Dynamic Spiritual Transformation, I have explained. What is wisdom? Wisdom is to balance, direct, and utilize time, energy, and vitality properly. Wisdom and clarity to see situations and set priorities. Wisdom to choose right from wrong. And many more. Wisdom to know that we are alone from birth to death. There are 10 or 12 of them. We are alone from birth to death. No one can do anything for us. We cannot do anything for anyone. When we are hungry, we have to eat. When we are in pain, no one can take away our pain. In a dream, we are alone. At death, we are alone. This is the wisdom. When you realize, then you can find peace. So even if you don't have perfect health, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough time, but you have proper wisdom, you have greater chance to be happy. If you don't have wisdom, and all other things will be destructive. So many wealthy and successful people or healthy people, they are miserable because they are lacking the wisdom. They don't see reality as is. They have abundance of supply, but they feel inner poverty. They are greedy and trying to hoard and don't realize that all these things are left behind at time of death. They try to hold on to the things which are constantly changing. They're trying to hold on to the friends, people, and relatives and control them. And more they try to control them, they get controlled. So secondary goal for lasting bliss, lasting happiness, is to have surplus of health, surplus of money, surplus of time, and also surplus of wisdom. I give points just to awaken people to realize. I give 10 points to physical health, 10 points to mental health, 10 points to emotional health, 15 points for money, 15 points for time, and 40 points for wisdom. That means if you need $1,000 a month for survival or all your needs, you have $1 million or $1 billion, you score only 15 points. So from this perspective, if you realize that you have to earn wisdom and spend more time for earning wisdom, learning spiritual lessons, instead of spending all the time for survival, health, making money, earning time, all these are secondary. Unless we balance them, unless we have wisdom, we cannot be happy. So happiness comes from within. So you have to live ordinary life, manage the life in such a way that you have more time for meditation, you have more time for introspection, more time to observe. You cannot take time to observe and do introspection if you are constantly running. You are running after things, your mind will be preoccupied, you cannot meditate. And this is why secondary goal for finding ultimate goal of bliss is to find time, energy, and health and awareness, so you have time to be alone with yourself and to explore. Simplify life so that you have time to observe and learn lessons by observing life. If you use secondary goal as a means, then you can succeed in primary goal. That means you have health. Health is only a means. Don't have to be very strong to show off, but use it. Body is like a boat. If you ignore it, it will fall apart in the middle of a race in the river. If you pamper your body and don't use it, you don't enter the race and you lose. Same way, money is a means. We need very little for survival. But if you make money to be your primary goal, your energy will be tied up. You will be programmed and become workaholic so that you cannot think beyond being successful. Time, if you have on hand, you can waste it. People are conditioned by the past in the illusion about the future, and in the present they escape running away from themselves. So we have to create the life, plan the life properly, so we find joy in whatever predicament we are. We have to learn to accept ourselves. We have to utilize all the faculties. We have to be grateful to God for all the things we have instead of complaining about what we don't have or what others have more than us, or hanging on to anger or fear because of past conditioning. We should empty out, love everyone, recognize the whole universe is one family. Entire universe is supreme consciousness. There is no duality. There is not I and you. There is no inside and outside. There is no past and future. There is no gain or loss. There is no space. Everything is elusive and relatively real. If we transcend all of this, but live the life with awareness, because we are in human body, we have to utilize it properly, then we can go toward the goal. So we use the world as a means. Here is Supreme Consciousness, our goal, that is called Paramatma. We are, I, me is Jivatma, and the world is called Jagat. So we have to live in the world efficiently and use the world as a means to go inward to find bliss, which is primary goal. So we cannot ignore our secondary goal. We have to have health, money, time, and use the wisdom to go inward, because we have two faculties which animals don't have, that is intellect or buddhi, and consciousness means ahankar. Okay. So with this in mind, using our being as a means and life as a means and experiencing supreme bliss as a goal, we can be happy here and now. Jai Bhagavan.